Hello. In this video we're going to learn how to record a cash sale. So if you think about working in an area where you have customers coming and going to purchase products, as well as customers calling and ordering, that's really two different ways that customers purchase products from your company. They can either walk in, pay cash and leave, or they can have an account with you where they call in an order, you ship it, and then bill them. So it's two different ways. So if you look in your customer section on your home screen, and again I'm in a sample manufacturing company, but if you look in the customer section, you'll see that there is the receive payments button, which in a previous lesson we already covered. So that's the area that we go to when we're receiving payment from a customer who has been billed for product that we have supplied them. So that's the process that we follow when we've created an invoice and now we're being paid on that invoice. But there's a separate button here called Create a Sales Receipt, and we use that one when we have a customer walking in with a cash sale. We don't need to have credit information on file because they're paying usually by cash or check only, and so it's a quicker and faster way to check them out, if you would, when they're ready to check out with their product. So from the home screen you just click on Create Sales Receipt, and your sales receipt form will open up. The customer, you'll see that there is a customer set up called Cash Sales, so we would click on that. We would click on the one that says Cash Sales, and again the first thing we want to do is change the date, so we'll change it to today's date, because you want to make sure your date is current. Sale number, the QuickBooks will keep track of each of these sales receipts as they create them. You'll see in the sold box that it's been sold to cash sales, so we don't need customer information at this point. We can choose the payment method, so if they're paying cash, we would just simply put cash there, and then we would carry on. If they're paying by check, we would put that in there, and then we would type in the check number that's on their check. And then we go through just like it's an invoice, and we check the items that they are purchasing. So we can choose disc brake adapters, and they purchase 2 of them, and then we can go back down here and we can put in some bearings, and they purchased 4 of the bearings. Okay, so QuickBooks automatically extends the amount, multiplies it by the quantity, puts the amount over there. Cash sales has been set up with a tax code of G. You can see that down here. So that means that GST will be applied in all these cases. So there are some preset customer messages that we could put in there because we're going to print this out, and this is the receipt that the customer will be handed as well. So we could put, "It's been a pleasure serving you," and in the memo we could put something like items can be returned within 10 days. Right? Whatever message you need to put on the invoice for the customer. The tax code is G, so QuickBooks automatically applied the GST rate to come up with the total. So you check all of your screens, you make sure you've got everything in there, the items that the customer is purchasing, the date is correct, the quantities and the amounts, any messages that you want to put, and then you just simply click on Save and Close. And that's really all that you need to do to set up a sales receipt. We will get this message because we're working with dates that are either in the past or in the future because we're in a sample file. So it just says, do we want to continue? And we say yes. And we're going to save anyway because we don't need to save the class of cash sales. And that's all you need to know.